What's up guys, my name is Cesar from Super Street. We're here at Roadrace Engineering in Santa Fe Springs, and with me is Sam from AEM Electronics, who will be doing the tuning later today. So Sam, can you tell us what we're going to do today?
We'll be putting in our AEM Infinity 506 series ECU with our plug-and-play harness for the EVO 8 application. We will also be running one of our new CD7 carbon dashes to monitor a couple things and let the driver know when things are going wrong, so you can make sure everything stays kosher and happy. We are shooting for somewhere in the 500 horsepower range, trying to keep things at some level of reliability, but still be out there and be competitive at the event. Awesome,
man. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm gonna let you start tuning the car, and then we'll get back to you.
All right, sounds
cool.
good.
Right on.
So what we did was we unboxed the AEM ECU, got everything all plugged in and wired up, and now we are ready to register the ECU. Each ECU comes with a serial number and a security code. You'll go on to aeminfinity.com and register just like any other account. Make email address, your name, whatever. And it will give you options to download several different firmware options. We have firmwares that support the Hayabusa, but we're gonna go and download the universal firmware. And then we're gonna go ahead and flash that into the ECU. Download and save the file to your desktop, and you go to ECU, upgrade firmware, and then it'll search your desktop and downloads folder for a firmware file, and it says right here we have a V96.3 Universal 506 Series ECU firmware file, and then we'll just hit begin. It's really important to not key off in the middle of this process or not disconnect your laptop during this process, and also make sure that your battery voltage on your car is fully charged, or at least enough to crank the car. This will take a couple minutes. All right, and the firmware upgrade says successful, safe to close the window. We'll go ahead and close that window. We'll shut the key off. We'll disconnect that firmware flash connector that we were using. And key back on. And we are good. So we include several layouts, and what a layout file is it kind of defines your screen, however way you want to work with your car. If you're dealing with a naturally aspirated car, you generally don't really care to have a boost control tab, or if you're dealing with a cable throttle, there's no need for a drive-by-wire tab. So we have several tabs on the screen that we kind of group all the controls into to try to organize things and make everything easier to work with. But I have one of my own layouts that I've developed over time, and I'm going to start with that. And now I'm going to go ahead and flash a calibration file into the car. This is going to be based off of something I've done in the past. I've worked with EVOs for over a decade, so I have several, I have a ton of base files that I have for these cars. But we do include a base file for the Infinity for an EVO 8, 9, anything that we have a plug-and-play harness with. We have a base file that you can load into your car. And once you get your injector characterization, a couple engine specs set up, the car should just turn key and fire up. So everything on the basic setup section here at the top of this, in the top corner of the wizard screen. If you have this section filled out and set up pretty properly, the car should just start.
Sam from AEM Electronics just finished up the tune. So Sam, could you go over what's been done today?
We got everything all dialed in. We hit our goal, 500 horsepower and some change, so it should be out there and doing some work. I don't know what the competition looks like out there, but I'm sure this should be pretty competitive.
Yeah, I think so too. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you for getting this car tuned up. Well, all right, now, so we gotta get the car loaded up, off to Motovicity Speed Ring in Detroit, Michigan. So we'll see you guys out there.